So today I'm going to share with you how to successfully invest in real estate and show you step by step from having the idea of buying a property to collecting checks every month and getting closer to your financial goals. Also remember, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below and I'll be happy to answer them. Buying a house is often the single most expensive item you'll ever purchase, so you can't really afford to make costly mistakes. First things first, you need to know your borrowing power. That is the amount the bank is willing to lend you based on your current financial situation. So the easiest is to go to your bank and see how much you can qualify for. Don't be shy to make an appointment with another bank as well. They might offer you a better rate or other incentive in exchange for you to become a client. Don't be afraid to switch financial institutions and work with the one who would be the most accommodating. There's a lot of competition out there, so stick with someone who deserves your business. Another great option is to use a mortgage broker. After 2 years of living in Canada, I went to my bank to see what type of mortgage I could get to buy my first property. But the amount they offered me was way too low to buy anything in the city. So I ended up going with the mortgage broker. They can access mortgages from the big banks, but they also work with many different lenders with a variety of loan options. Mortgage brokers are an excellent resource for newcomers like myself. Also those with a past credit history, self-employed people, or business owners. They're also highly motivated to find you most money at a suitable rate, since they get paid on percentage of the mortgage amount. And the best part is, you don't have to pay them, the financial institution does. You need to find an agent that understands investment properties, cash flows, and who is an expert in the area. Ideally, you look for an agent who knows what they're doing and has investment experience. Please don't just use a friend or your uncle's agent because he was really sweet and helped him buy his home. You need to find an agent that understands income properties. This is key as a beginner. An agent investor is who will help you crunch the numbers on different properties and calculate potential cash flows. It is just like any other business. The numbers have to make sense. But they will not just help with the numbers, but they will also help you in what to look for in potential properties. For example, if the house has multiple units, are there separate meters? Are there renovations you need to be done? Or what is the rentability of the neighborhood? I wouldn't work with an agent who doesn't invest in real estate, just like I wouldn't trust a financial advisor who doesn't have a successful portfolio. I am passionate about this. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here, but when you want to do something new in life or achieve something big, it's very important to take advice only from someone who is successful at it. Because if these people can't do it for themselves, how are they gonna help take you there? This is why this quote is so accurate. If you're always the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals, and you are more likely to obtain your goals. Getting a good team like real estate agent and mortgage broker, or chat with other investors and networking, always try to learn. Once I understood that, it changed my whole mindset and I started seeking info and reading books from successful real estate investors. You'll see how much faster you progress in your journey. Now, once you get more comfortable with the process, you will be able to calculate the potential cash flow of properties before you even go visit them. And this goes back to why it's important to have great realtor. If you're not comfortable yet, an experienced agent will help you do this. And if you want to know more on how to calculate cash flow and make it easy to analyze a rental property, you can click on this video right here, and I'll be explaining it step by step. You've negotiated the price and the closing date with the seller, and your final offer is accepted. Now the waiting game begins. Go back to the bank or your broker to get the ball rolling and get your mortgage approved. There are many things to organize before the property is officially yours, such as insurance, utilities, or address change. Don't worry, if it seems like a lot, your real estate agent will get you through these steps, from signature to closing date. Now congratulations, you own a property and you're about to become a landlord. If the property you bought is already rented, introduce yourself to the tenants and make sure they know where to send rent and the best way to get a hold of you. And now you can just sit back and collect rent. If your unit is empty, we'll go right to the next steps. If the unit is vacant, you have a little more work cut out for you. However, this is sometimes the best situation because you can now set the rent based on current market. First, you'll need to create an attractive listing. I strongly suggest to get professional photos so you can showcase the best features of the property. Don't cheap out and do it yourself. You'll have those pictures forever, and I can tell you from experience that you'll get a better pool of renters to choose from. These pictures are going to be your marketing material, and that will make you stand out from other listings where the pictures are done by the landlord. Once you have your photos, time to write your listing. Make sure you list all the great features of your apartment. It's not just a 2-bedroom. It's a 2-bedroom apartment with a lot of natural light, large bedrooms, extra storage. Make sure you mention anything you think would entice a potential renter. Showing your unit and organizing the visits. So what I do is group visit instead of doing individual appointments. Potential tenants used to call me and say, "Can I come tomorrow at 5 to check out the apartment?" And I'd be excited to get some interest. Then I always say yes and go. But after the time, they wouldn't show up or hours late, wasting my time. So I quickly realized that it is not working. What I do now is I post a listing, and when they generate some interest, I'll tell all my prospects to come at the same time, and I stagger them about 15 minutes apart. For example, I'll get everyone to come the following Saturday between, let's say, 5 and 5:30. This way, you achieve two things. If some people don't show up, you haven't wasted your time. You still have other potential tenants, and you're creating appearance of increased demand. When your 5 o'clock gets out of the unit and your 5:15 is here, and they go in the cross path, that's going to create a scarcity effect. They're going to be more motivated to submit an application knowing that someone else might take this apartment, and they tend to act faster. This is a much more efficient way of doing showings that would get you better results. After the visit, I invite you to take a step back and really think it over. Don't just tell a tenant that was nice with you. I usually compare this process with hiring an employee for my business. Screening your tenant is key to avoid future problems. So make sure to look at their current situation. Do they have a stable paying job or income? What is their credit score? Do they have references? Make sure to call their current landlord and check if they are paying on time and if there's no problem during their tenancy. Basically, you want to make sure that all the documents they give you is legit. I am sure you've heard of stories about nightmare tenants, and it definitely happens, just like there's bad landlords out there. So while you can't guarantee anything, a good screening process will definitely save you headaches down the road. Alright, this is the best part of the whole process. You're going to start collecting rent. And with this income, you'll pay your mortgage and expenses, hopefully leaving you with some profit or positive cash flow. Good management of a property can keep that cash flow in the positive. Maintain the common areas or yard as needed. A nice property retains and attracts high-quality tenants, meaning higher rents for you. I suggest to do the management yourself at first to understand the cost and what it takes to deal with the tenants. And if at some point it becomes too much, you can hire a property manager for a fee. But remember that everything you spend money on is taken away from your profit. Most of us find taxes boring, but it's important to know the basics and make sure to get a professional accountant who's also familiar with the real estate investing. They will be able to advise you if you should buy a property under your name or under a corporation, for example. They'll also be able to help you navigate the tax system for rental properties, helping you to keep more of the profit. You've worked hard up to this point to try to create some passive income and building wealth for yourself. And not hiring the right accountant could be the difference between making or losing money. And we didn't get into this business to lose money, did we? I know I didn't. And if you're watching videos on real estate investing, I'm assuming you're an eater. You're already putting the groundwork to start your own successful real estate journey. So I hope this video will help you start on the right path. I'll see you next time.